Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
Welcome back to Midnight Madness. I'm sorry it's been a while. To be honest, this is one of the hardest times in my personal life. My grandfather was one thing. The other loss I recently had, it just is a lot right now. But there's a lot going on, so there's a lot to talk about. And there's been recent developments since I announced my plan for the Fandom Alliance network, or just say Fandom Alliance. Fandom Alliance brings strength, okay? An alliance of fandom is stronger than a menace, no matter how big they are with their numbers. But there's also beauty in the Fandom Alliance. And I'm going to call out Josh from Den of Nerds. I asked you on a video, maybe you get a lot more comments, so maybe you missed it. I asked for a collab before you announced the Grey Order on a comment. So, I want to talk to the Grey Order, and I want to align with the Grey Order. And they're a little bit different than me, because, you know, I go straight for it. Josh is going to have a stream with that geek and gamer, Jeremy, on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to see how that goes. And you know what? I've decided I don't want to go to that, because here's Jeremy's biggest secret and how much of a beta he is. He will never go on someone else's stream. He only likes to be on a controlled environment where he's got his whole Fandom Menace crew. A real man goes on to the opposing. He only wants to play on his home turf. You see how he bitched out about Collider? Now they want to talk to me? He doesn't want to have... He just wants to make constant videos of hate and everything. See, that's where I'm different from the Grey Order. But you know what? I could still align with the Grey Order because I like what they have to say. I also can align with the Council of Exile and the Vanguard. And that's the beauty of the Fandom Alliance. We can have difference of opinions on how to handle the menace, but we can all align together to stop it. Because they're not just about Star Wars. They're not just ruining the fandom for Star Wars. They're creating a menace for all fandom. Because all they do is hate. Everything sucks. A broken clock is right 2 times a day. If you say everything sucks, you're going to be proven right. So, what other recent developments have we had? Jeremy is no longer calling it a hater stream because the main event isn't coming. I decided I don't want to go because it's only benefiting them. I told, you know what, I have some issues with some other fan groups. The Fandom Collective, your balls need to drop. Because I set you up and you whiffed at the play. We had the high ground for a conversation, and guess what? Jeremy and Ryan took our idea of a war council and talking to the opposition, and they're running with it, and they only want to play on their home turf. Can you imagine if Jeremy finally faced me on one of your channels? You'd have the success that Ryan has. But the only one that still had balls, beefy balls, Angus. And what happened to him on that stream? I tell you these things and then they happen. And I'm tired. You know what Jeremy says, if you don't like him, ignore him. I don't think you can't ignore the Empire, or there's no story, there's no rebellion coming together. I don't think you could just let them be, because they'll only grow. A menace unchallenged just becomes a bigger menace. So there does need to be other groups. And the Fandom Alliance, you can align with groups that aren't a menace. It's very easy. It's the simplest thing there is. Are you a fan or are you a menace? That's as simple as it is. And if you're complaining your butt hurt about the sequel trilogy, and yours truly, I don't like it, either do something or shut the hell up. Because you know what you're here for. So, I don't think that I want to appear on Jeremy's, on Ryan's channel, no longer haters stream, circle jerk or reach around stream, because that's mostly what you got except for the main event. All those other haters last time was a laugh. And you know what? I'm announcing a stream of myself right after the circle jerk that they are having Saturday night. You could come on my channel. Maybe we'll take over. You know what? Jeremy loves to say how he didn't bitch out about Star Wars Explained, but we all know the reality when he deleted another video and played nice. He's all front. He's fronting on Twitter and he fronts on his channel. He's never going on Collider. He's never going on any other ones. He co-opted another thing and's trying to act like he's a trailblazer. Guess what? I'm not playing your games. I never did. I never will. So maybe I don't know if I'm going to call it a hater stream, but we're certainly going to go live after we hear what Josh at Then and There to say. Hey, Josh! I'm serious, brother! We got a live stream soon, or have a collab or something. I'm back in town and ready to raise hell! So, that's my random thoughts as I'm back in town, and honestly, the personal stuff is pretty painful. I don't want to talk about it here. I just want to jump back on the horse, get back into it, and talk about Star Wars and the fandom. The Grey Order is an interesting announcement. I'd like to speak with my pal 2nd Street Marvel on it, and Josh. And I asked before, I'm not cutting in line, but I'm letting you know where I'm letting you know where I am in line, Josh. We gotta talk. I still want to talk to Peyton Place, and my collab with Star Wars Only did get delayed because I had to leave town that night. So I want to get back together with Star Wars Only, maybe around the Mandalorian debut. Also, my pal Snowdub. He's got some snowballs, and he's not afraid to say he wants to be part of the Fandom Alliance network. So he's one of my first warriors jumping on board, and we're going to work together. I like Angus, but he says he's Fandom Menace for life. And you know what? I said I wasn't against the Fandom Menace, but you know what? I'm against Menace. I'm against the Menace now, because it's not doing any good. It's just, are they really Star Wars fans, or are they fans of cliques saying stuff sucks and hating on everything and just there for the clicks? I'm not selling t-shirts. That's one difference you get from the Fandom Alliance. I'm not running this as a business. I have a job. I'm not against people doing it for business, but I also think there's a line that's crossed quite frequently, and I'm also planning Fan Live, Fandom Alliance Network Live, where fans can join. You just have to reach out to me on Twitter. And part of the Fandom Alliance Network is everything is covered here. You want to talk about something other than the video, comment below. You want to say, hey, I have a channel, I want to join the Fandom Alliance Network. I am part of the Fandom Alliance. Tell us, show your channel in the comments. I allow all links. You say, you know what? But you know what? If you're shilling for your channel, represent, brothers and sisters, or whatever the hell you call yourself. I don't care. But if you say, hey, check out my channel, you got to take the criticism too. That's what I'm about. I know Josh isn't I have a feeling Josh isn't going to totally agree with my approach, and that's why I want to talk to him, because you know what? I've tried to work with Fandom Menacers. I've tried to work with the Fandom Collective. And I'm not against the collective of fandom. I am kind of against the menace of fandom. And you know what? A lot of them won't talk to me anymore. They want to have a conversation, though. Every time they say they want to have a conversation, ask them about talking to the madman and what happened to War Council Episode 2. Because, you know, as much beef, as much crap as Angus got for having me on his channel, he was the only one that said, let's go live. Out of the whole Fandom Collective. So there you go! I'm letting you know how it is all the time. I'm back. Let's get this rolling. Let's do something for fandom instead of sitting and selling t-shirts and super chats in volume 1. I'm not going back there again. Comment below, talk to me. I'm planning on being on B-Level stream tomorrow, and I might jump into 2nd Street. I don't know if he's still doing the Friday stuff. I'll talk to him. I'll hit him up on Twitter. We'll see how this goes.